All right. Hey, y'all. Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. My name is Jenny Jaguar, and you are now in the Jaguar's Den. So, this space is dedicated for anyone on a path of deep healing, intuitive knowing, or intuitive awakening, and overcoming karmic cycles or toxic habits that seem damn near impossible to shake. All right. So, this is going to be a bonus shadow work reading for my cancers. Okay, you are the last ones, and I don't know, I'm in a really good mood, so let's see what comes out for my cancers. If you want to know more about the shadow work reading, there's details in the description box on how I break it down. um but just the gist of it, I'm going to start off with this shadow deck to figure out so on this healing journey, we all have certain things we have to heal. And in certain seasons of our life, okay, we have to address certain things. So I think this is going to be a weekly spread, not a weekly, monthly spread that I'm doing for this channel because, it's all about healing and growing. So without further ado, Holy Spirit, do you have any, or can you let us know what current issues my Cancer collective is experiencing that they need to heal from? All right. What issues do my Cancer collective currently need to heal from? What is Spirit asking them to address right now? Mm. Mm. Did I take this in reverse? Okay, not taking reversals. Okay, Cancer. All right. So the card at the bottom of the deck is saying not everyone will understand. And if things about that, it can cause you to isolate, um, hide your authenticity, or not trust yourself. So these may be the overarching issues that you're currently dealing with, Cancer. Isolating yourself, not being authentic, or being afraid to show your authentic self, and not trusting yourself. Okay, now 3 cards came out. I'm going to take notes because I have a lot of information in blogs and my other channel that can probably help you from this reading. So if I ever get the notion to write anything down, that's just know that that's what that's for. I'm just writing down so I can give you free resources to help you, links to resources and resources and services so you can do the proper shadow work. I did tell Scorpio, I was looking at my old school notes and I found a shadow work worksheet. So I'm going to get pretty and get that set up so people can actually do the shadow work with these readings, if it resonates. Now, I do not want to have a big following in this channel. I want to keep it small and intimate so I can pick up on people's energy better and we can really help people, because I don't want cross watchers to get in and then I get their energy and then it's just a shit show. Okay. Mm. And this is also good practice because I do have a Align and Thrive group coaching program that I am getting ready to bring back in this Labor Day this year. That's not until like September. But anywho, in it, I'm going to show people how to align themselves mentally, spiritually, and physically. Um, Specifically busy professionals. So these are like the people who feel like that they don't have time, they don't know how, they've tried therapy and nothing seems to work. So um, I don't know, just keep that in mind. We'll just back to this. I ramble. Sorry about that. But anywho, um, I already told you the overarching energy around these three things. So getting into the first one, um, overreacting. This isn't funny, um, because cancers, you guys are known for being honestly not like the cancers I know. Y'all aren't really emotional. Maybe you are emotional, but you just don't show it. But I don't know. Obviously these aren't the cancers I know. This is the cancers in the collective. But anywho, we have overreacting, flooded, panic, past echo. So maybe you have a hard time ruminating, maybe like past trauma from the past hurts, past betrayals, past disappointment. Like you have that stuff so embedded in your body, like the fear embedded in your body, that whenever anything shows up that seems remotely familiar to like your trauma or your past hurts, you just like meltdown, life is over. But honestly, no, like things pop up in your life again and again, just so you can change your perspective about it. And so if you keep overreacting, um I have some emotional regulation blogs, and I think I don't know if I find anything in um on my other YouTube channel, I'll add it in the description box. But yeah, I don't know, like learning to regulate my emotions or tap into my emotions and learning how to express them in the right way like really does wonders, because a lot of people get off, especially now with the veil and consciousness thin. Like now, I don't know, like my intuition is on point, and I don't know, like it. Anywho, but if you learn, long story short, if you learn how to regulate your emotions, you can literally use your emotions as a superpower. So really learn how to regulate your emotions, not do all the rushing and stuff. I don't know. Um, if you need help with it, just let me know. But overreacting, that can be something that you're dealing with. Mm. Next, it says wholeness includes cracks, imperfection, tenderness, humanity. So maybe when you were going through hard times or when you were struggling or you weren't all the way together, people would put you down, they would highlight your flaws, they would make fun of your flaws and make you feel really bad about it. And so maybe you try to hide your imperfections, you try to hide who you really are. Um, you always try to put on a perfect face, the perfect exterior, try to always make sure everything, you put your best foot forward because you don't want anybody to see you not doing well. But, wholeness includes cracks. All right. We're not perfect. And I think that is the beauty of our soul's journey. Like we need to learn to understand the beauty in our perfections, and we are perfectly imperfect. Okay. All right. Now, the next one says invisible one, shrinking, hiding, fear of being seen. So for this one, you may hide your full potential. You may hide from the spotlight, Or you may feel like nobody is watching you, nobody cares. But in this picture, people may not be, you may feel alone or all alone, but I don't know what this may mean, but the spotlight is still on you. Like you're still being called to shine. What are you afraid of being seen? It's like this is your curtain call. This is your time to shine, and you are not doing that. Oh, wait, I think I understand why. Because you're afraid that not everyone will understand. Because maybe sometimes in the past somebody hurt your feelings, and so you overreact. Or maybe you put, you try to overplan. You don't want to put out anything until it's perfect, and so then you just end up procrastinating. I don't know. Let me know if this resonates. Like, comment, put a jaguar in the comments. I don't know. All right, so let's get into it. Holy Spirit, what is the main? Can you give me a scenario that my cancers are currently dealing with that is playing out these issues? Can you give me a scenario on how these issues are playing out in my Cancer's current lives? Huh. Okay, so from this, all right, so for this one, it seems like I see this kind of like in business. I can see this in business or relationships. So maybe you can like start to, okay, because I'm getting a lot of things at once. So, from one sense, when it comes to maybe you may start to make an offer, you may start something, and hold on. Okay, this makes more sense. All right, so what this is showing me is that you may get the energy to start something, and maybe it's a business venture, or maybe start. Yeah, I'm getting business with this. I don't really feel anything. You may get the start of the energy or motivation to start a project, but then you may look into it and like, this doesn't look like the perfect end product of what somebody else has done, and so you just don't do anything at all. It's like a start and stop. Okay. Now, career. I don't know. Yeah. I think I'm going to do relationships first. Cancer. I don't know. Water sign, Cancer, you seem like you would be more in relationships. Yeah, because that was about finances too. We're going to come back to finances. All right. So, in relationships, how might this be showing up in my Cancer's current relationship? How might these issues be showing up in my Cancer's relationship? Mm. Maybe you find yourself waiting for the right person. Maybe you don't have anybody right now, Cancer. And so you probably been through a lot in your past with lesson learned, teacher. And so even though you learned your lesson, it's like you're afraid to do anything. And so maybe you feel like you are on a healing journey, like a spiritual healing journey or whatever. And you're just like, okay, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Well, you won't ever get ready unless you start dating again. Like, how do you know if you're ready or not until you start dating? Until you like start at least, if you're not at least presenting yourself in front of people, at least go on a date, allow somebody to ask you out, go ask somebody out. I don't know. Maybe you just keep, yeah, that's what I'm getting with some things take time. Under wholeness includes cracks. Now, invisible one. Maybe you don't have. Can you tell me more about this passion, desire, fantasy under invisible one? Maybe you don't have passion or desire. Eyes mesmerized. What? So you have passion, you have desire, and you have the eyes mesmerized. Yeah. So maybe you don't see your true potential. Because with the invisible one, I was saying something about how you feel like nobody sees you. You're afraid of being seen. Maybe you are like one of those attractive people that doesn't like really getting attention because you attract some dodos or some bimbos. And it's just like, I would rather not have anybody. Um, because I don't know which ones are good. It's like the ones that look good don't be good, but the ones that be good don't look good. you you have to change your mindset. Okay, so I would put a link to a video on the power of your mind and shifting your mindset. What is it? If you haven't gone to my other channel to look up videos or content about that, I think I have a complete playlist on that. I'm gonna go and finish because like I have like over 300 videos of information, tips, and stuff that I learned on my spiritual healing. Like it was basically when I was going like, so I became a coach, a mental wellness coach, and to specialize in helping people holistically overcome chronic stress, anxiety, depression, while living a busy lifestyle or having a busy, or while being a busy professional, because that's what I was able to do. But yeah, you need to really learn how to, I don't know, recognize your worth, recognize who is around you, because I don't know who, maybe somebody did mess up your self-esteem and you probably feel like at peace, like, oh, I'm okay, I'm well, like I know I'm this and I'm that. But when it comes to like actually like you may know these things about yourself, but you don't, it's not showing, it's not showing in your actions because you're still shrinking yourself. Yeah. I call it like pretty girl syndrome or something. It's just like, oh my gosh, I'm just so pretty. I'm just so sexy and amazing. Like this is just dumb. So yeah. Mm, all right. So that's relationships. If any of this resonates, please like, comment, say roar if you're gonna overcome this stuff. Career. We're circling back to career. Any tips and advice on how to overcome these issues if they are affecting my Cancer's career? Any advice for my Cancers if these issues are affecting their career? One more. I'm going to show you why I was laughing. All right. I love these. I love how it comes out and lines up. All right. So I always start with the card at the bottom of the deck. And the card at the bottom of the deck says clarify. Get clear on what activities and online platforms bring in your best clients and customers. Focus your attention there and ignore distractions. Okay? So, if you're an entrepreneur, you may have like an online business or whatever, you may have a lot of different online platforms and you're just trying, or maybe if you don't have like a social community, maybe you have a lot of different ways to make money. And so basically they're just asking you to like really, because if you focus down on what your real money makers are and what can really get you the most bang for your buck. Because like if you split your energy to 5 different platforms and only two of those platforms bring in more money than the 5. So say out of those 5 platforms, one 10%, one 15%, one 20%, like 10, 15, 20. Okay, so that's 45. So the other ones would be like, and the other ones do like 25% themselves. I think that's the math. Please, I'm not a mathematician. Somebody do the math in the comments. But so if you take the effort, the income, if you take your energy from those 3 areas that is bringing in 10, 15, 20% income, and you funnel that into your other systems, you'll be making so much more money. Okay, so next we have conquer. Oh, this is actually the first one. So anyway, yeah, so maybe all of these have something to do with you clarifying. Anywho, conquer says you have the strength to overcome all challenges on your path to emotional and financial freedom. Keep going, be unstoppable. So yeah, overreacting. Maybe you tried something and it didn't work, and so that's why you stop trying to put all your eggs in one basket. It's telling you to, one, stop overreacting. Those lessons happened and you learned from them. Okay. Now use the knowledge that you gained from those lessons. Try that stuff again that didn't work, using the lessons that you applied, okay, the information that you applied for those lessons, so you can do better next time. Oh my goodness, that sounds like an amazing plan. An amazing plan. Cancer, I don't know how you come up with this stuff, but you're smart, okay? There we go. All right, so now, wholeness includes cracks. The card for this one came out, says slow down. Sometimes you need to slow down, get out of overwhelm, refresh, and regroup in order to speed up your results. And when I first saw this, and I was thinking about when I was saying, you want to be a perfectionist Maybe you try to do everything in every which way. Yeah, slow down, get clear, because that's what it was saying with the clarify card, and just recognize when you are overwhelming. And then when you start feeling those racing thoughts, just start thinking to yourself like, okay, are these thoughts valid, or are they just running rampant because of past trauma? And what is that, like exposure therapy? You have to sometimes go do the thing again. I'm not telling you to put your hand in the tiger's mouth again and see if you come back with all 5 fingers. No, I'm just telling you to try that business plan, try that business venture, try that business strategy again that you are afraid of trying, that you keep feeling called to do. Okay? Now, next card says connect. It's saying use social media efficiently to connect with your audience. Be specific about what outcome you desire from your efforts and focus your actions there. Okay. Now, I feel like this is pretty straightforward, and you might be afraid to do that because you are afraid of being seen. But what is it? The main thing that is keeping you from the main thing you are afraid of doing is keeping you from your breakthrough. Okay? The main thing you are afraid of doing is keeping you from your breakthrough. All right, so that is it for career. If this resonates, please like, comment, subscribe. If you now feel motivated to overcome these things and do the shadow work, leave a jaguar in the comments. Yeah. Now we're going to switch gears. We're going to ask for answers for my cancers. I'm going to keep these out. All right. Holy Spirit, can you give us some answers on or advice on how my cancers can start addressing these issues? Oh my goodness. Come on, shuffle. Okay, one more time. All right. Okay, card at the bottom of the deck says worthy goal. Get out and be inspired to keep working towards your life's purpose. Cancer. Now, if you sit up here and you are afraid to step into your life purpose, do not get to the end of your life just to realize that the thing you have been wanting to do was something you have been called to do. You do not want to get to the end of your life and realize that you have been pushed and loved and supported towards your goal the entire time, but you have been the only person holding yourself back. And don't do that. I don't do that. No, 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 no. Okay. Now, 4 cards came out. First one says wise counsel. Seek guidance from trusted friends or mentors to help you along. Okay. Find somebody. All right. If you need help, hi. My name's Amber. I'm a health coach, life coach, corrective exercise specialist. Okay. Holistic nutritionist. Like, I create programs to help people get their entire lives together without slowing down in their professional careers. Okay. Just throw that out there. All right. Now, next we have wish granted. The outcome may not be exactly what you want, but it's what you need. So the things you've been trying to avoid, the things you've been trying to maneuver around, just do it. You might end up liking it. Just try it. Have a fuck it moment. Because those fuck it moments might be the moment that you realize, fuck. You're right. Should have been doing this all along. Okay. All right. So this next one, it says sculpture of self. Shape the sculpture of self, honoring the perpetual act of forming and expressing identity. So you are probably still living in old systems, old beliefs, old identities that no longer reflect who you are deep down inside. Let the pain, let the past hurt mold you, but don't ever let it stop you from being who you truly are. Like, you're supposed to shine brighter. Like diamonds get their luster from being scratched and roughed and cut. Okay? And that's all life is doing to you. Just showing you your edges. Okay? Bringing out your brilliance. All right? Now, last card says hurtful events. As you navigate this challenging time, learn to let go of the past so it won't weigh you down. All right. So, yeah. That's the only reason I can see why you don't want to shrink, why you overreact, why you probably procrastinate through overworking, over planning. Now, let's end this with a couple of spiritual messages. Let's do this one. All right, Holy Spirit, do you have any final words of advice for my Cancers? Any final advice for my Cancers when it comes to navigating these issues? I was thinking about this card when I saw it. I'll take it. Presence is at the bottom of the deck. It says you're being asked to spend more time in the present moment. Okay. Stop ruminating about the past or longing for the future. Your life is happening right now, and when you're not present for it, you miss all of its beauty. Now, first card says bravery. You're being asked to make a tough decision that you've been putting off because of fear, which is understandable, but you have to... But you do have the strength and bravery. Okay. You're being asked to make a tough decision that you've been putting off because of fear, which is understandable, but you do have the strength and bravery to make this decision. And you will feel so much lighter when you do. Okay. I have some information in the description box about fear versus faith. What is that? Keep in mind, I do have Instagram, Jenny Jaguar on Instagram, the Stew Project on Instagram and Facebook. I'm also on Threads. I do daily card pulls for motivation, inspiration. So take with that what you want. That would help you be brave, basically. I don't know. Just trying to help out. Next says reassess. You're being asked to take stock of your life and let go of anything or anyone that no longer makes you happy. Notice who and what bring you joy and who and what don't. It's time for some life cleanup. All right. So yeah, I'm getting intuitively that it's mainly some mindsets you got to sweep out. And when you sweep out, when you change your mindset, then naturally you will shift from who you want to be around, what things you want to do, all that good stuff. Excuse me. So, okay. We're going to end, I promise. I don't want to keep you long. I know people don't like to do shadow work. I love it. I don't know. Like, I've healed so much. Like, it's at the point where it's like, I would rather do shadow work than to keep dealing. Like, my spirit cannot take toxicity. It cannot take fake stuff. It cannot take lies, manipulation. I just reject it now. And I used to feel so bad about letting people go, letting things go. Not no more. I'm getting one more card. That is what I'm hearing. One more card. You got one more. You got two more. All right, card at the bottom of the deck says, we see that you are on the brink of a breakthrough that you have been patiently waiting for. A situation is about to come full circle. The lessons have been learned. This is a win-win situation for you. You had lessons learned in the other reading when it was talking about relationships. So yeah, another confirmation. So it says, trust that we are working, whenever it says we, talking about spirit, that spirit is working behind the scenes to ensure the best outcome for you. Be brave, okay? So spirit is working on your behalf in the spirit realm. You just have to have the faith to do your job out here, okay? And if all you got to do is a little song and dance to the people on the YouTube or on the Instagram or on the Facebook, you better get to tapping, okay? Get to tapping. Okay? And let the money come in, okay? Let it rain, then clear it out, okay? Let it rain, and clear it out. All right? Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. All right. Here we go. It says, first one says, where you are right now is where you are supposed to be. Don't compare yourself to others. That only adds pressure. Take each day as it comes and for what it is. You are a better person than you were yesterday. Growth isn't easy, but you've got this. Yeah, so maybe you're not really giving yourself as much credit as you should for your growth, for your healing. And even if you're like the person in this card, I don't know if you see it. Ooh, Jesus. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What is where the person, he has the bowl with the cracks, and the cracks are like going into his body. So even basically, even if you're the person filling in your own cracks with the gold, that is okay. Spirit is doing that with you. But notice how the cracks are golden. So it's increasing the value of this particularly broken individual. And honestly, that is how we are made whole. If you believe in Jesus and all this other stuff, like he wants you in your broken state because he wants to lift you up. He wants to pour himself into you. So you're not allowing the divine to fill those cracks for you. You're just trying to hide the cracks. Show those cracks, show your imperfections, because that is what's going to attract your ideal clients or your ideal business, maybe your ideal job. Because you know how some people, it's like, you know what, I went through hard times, bloop, bloop, and you know the boss saw my potential and just like, you know what, I see it in you, I've been in your same predicament, let me give a boy a chance, let me give the girl a chance. Okay. All right, so sorry, I ramble. Anywho, I think I went on this one. It says, you are so much closer to a powerful breakthrough than you may have realized. You have been praying for things to heal, new opportunities to appear, relationships to improve, and these prayers will be answered soon. Okay? Your prayers will be answered soon. But you have to do the work. Okay? Cancer? You got to do the work. If you don't do the work because God is always going to have that answer to your prayer lined up for you. The question is, will you be prepared to accept that blessing? It's kind of like the oil and the 10 bridesmaids and the oil, and some of them had the oil for the lamps and the other ones didn't. And so when it came time to come to get married, some were ready and some weren't. Don't be one of them wives without that oil, okay? Now, next says, no matter how much you're being tested or pushed right now, stand your ground and push back. Believe in your own integrity and self-worth so much that no one can get in your way. And I think that's one of the reasons why I was intuitively guided to talk about like allowing your creator, your sense of self to pour into you. Because like in your weakness, he is strong. So you're going by his strength. And so you have to believe in your own integrity and self-worth so much that no one can get in your way. When I was starting my coaching business, I literally had loved ones, when I would post stuff, send me comments laughing at me like, oh, that's why you don't have clients. No, that's why you want to snap. Fast forward today, I walk into my gym that I work in, and I have people waiting for my Pilates class to start, and they are bragging about how they are getting such wonderful doctor's reports from my stretches and stuff. Now, if I would have kept believing the people who were laughing at me for not getting clients, because they were watching me. They were watching my work. They were watching my testimonials for my transformation. They saw me. And some even asked me questions. Some would sign up for my freebies and stuff, but they wouldn't like my posts. They wouldn't engage. But when they see me in person, oh yeah, I see your stuff. But fast forward to now, they can't say nothing. They don't want to say nothing because now that I'm successful, it's like they can't be in this circle. They can't celebrate with me because they weren't celebrating when I was getting it up from the mud. So don't let the outside deter. They are not right. You go if Noah went off of what other people thought of instead of building that ark, his family wouldn't have survived. He would have been washed away in the flood. So build your ark. Let them laugh. Gather your animals one by one. Make your plan and do it. You will be pleasantly surprised. You are so close to your breakthrough. Cancer, you are so close to your breakthrough. All right, push back. So it says, believe in your own integrity and self-worth so much that no one can get in your way. Have the confidence to move forward. You can and will do this. Okay. Last one says, trust yourself more. Know that you are in the right place at the right time. Opportunities will present themselves to you when they are meant to, all in divine timing. Get excited about the future again instead of fearing it. Cancer, I love you. Hopefully, this reading lets you know that you are loved. You are loved through your imperfections. And Spirit wants you to love yourself too, okay? Now get to work. Go make some money. All right. Love you. Bye, y'all.